TL go liquid. Now he must be on the
loyalty can be bought.
Okay. It can be bought and will be.
4th game in a row. We have Team Liquid blue side, FlyQuest red side, Rumble, Ziggs,
Guess what
Ivern,
the bands are?
Smolder, Lilia, Nasus. 1st pick Corki, 2nd pick Renekton, Ezreal, 3rd pick
Stand your ground. Don't change an inch.
Nobody shift.
We're getting Corki.
Will we see Bwipo play not Renekton? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
That
Will we see Bwipo play
to...
not Ezreal? Or Massu play not Ezreal? Maybe?
That's possible.
That seems like, actually, now that the bans are the same, the quickest one to change.
Yeah, that one I could see happening. Both players are great at Kalista, and they will immediately come out of the last game being like, damn, we tried 2 plays at the Kalista lane, and it just did not work in our favor.
Yeah.
I think Inspired needs to pivot off of Mumu, actually. This should be Renekton.
Yeah, the Mumu should change.
And then
there we go. That's the change.
Oh,
there we go.
Okay.
We did it. We changed something.
It happened.
I actually really like that because I thought Umti is just going to respond with the Sejuani, of course. But I think that Umti had his first like really, really strong game in this past game, and it was all about a lot of the Maokai setups for the damage that was coming through from TL. He was looking for some really, really good angles to get catches. They are going to prioritize the Kalista. That also makes sense. And then Senna coming through again.
Okay, we just need to ban the Sejuani, I think, in 4-5. Like, we already have a Senna, and you know for sure we're going to need some frontline and engage from Umti. Sejuani is a very clear one. I wonder what he's going to go to once that's gone.
I really like...
Maybe the Vi.
Could be.
Yeah, I would say maybe FlyQuest
I would hate
end up...
Only because you're going up against Renekton, Maokai, and that's just your first 2 picks. I think Vi is pretty easy to handle, but
yeah,
it's going to be tough.
I really like the Senna into the Maokai. I feel like those engages are so telegraphed that you're going to be able to heal and shield and mist up to avoid it. I also do like the Ashe into the Kalista for what it's worth if FlyQuest still holds their counter pick for Busio like they have the entire series.
This is another big one because we've talked about how every single game has been Renekton, but it's also been impact on the Cassante, right? So we're removing that off the table, taking out the Seraphine, which has been paired really well with Ashe. Not yet seen in LCS, but seen in other regions.
What do you think he's going to go to now that he's lost both Cassante and Rumble here?
You think?
I think an Ornn angle is real.
Yeah, Ornn also partners really well with...
It would require a little more aggressive jungler from Umti. If he goes Sejuani, then I would say he would want to go Jax, but that has already been taken away by FlyQuest, so it makes me think there's a higher chance that he goes Ornn. There's also a window for him to go Mordekaiser if he really wants to, the impact special.
Yeah. And I just want to remind people at home, Team Liquid is 1 game away of being in the finals. So incredibly important for both teams, obviously, but for FlyQuest to be able to narrow this one into a game 5, every time they faced off against each other in playoffs, it's been a banger. So
they also haven't lost an LCS series in 170 days, I believe is the number.
That's true.
It was FlyQuest who last beat them in a game 5 in the upper bracket of the spring playoffs. Then Team Liquid ran the lower bracket, beat FlyQuest, came into the LCS, have an undefeated split, 3-0 100 Thieves, and now sit at 2-1 against FlyQuest. So they've been on a bit of a heater.
Yeah, those are the 2 teams that have been really making waves here. So see what the response to Leona actually coming in on 4.
Leona locked in and then saving the counter pick for Quad in the mid lane.
I think it's safe to say we're going cleanse this game. I think Maokai, Ashe, Leona, like, you want to throw in a Renekton W in there? I think it's safe to say we're going cleanse.
Ooh, Skarner.
Jungle Skarner?
No.
Jungle Sejuani.
Sejuani.
Correct.
Okay, so this is something that obviously Keria played the other day. However, it's been used as a counter pick into Leona, specifically by Orca over in the PCS. Which
Sorry, I can't hear you over the
horn. I like the Shen hover though. We've seen it support, obviously.
True.
This time it would have gone top. I just wanted to shout that out.
That's fair.
Because I do like it.
It's also an impact special. He has a few of them, right?
Yeah, that's true. He can choose to lock it any time, but you're right, chat. You know impact very well.
I do.
He's just going to go with the Ornn. We had the fun hovers from Umti. No, he's just going to go with the Sejuani.
And that's it, Team Liquid. That's some late game scaling front to back I've ever seen at FlyQuest, doing their own version of it with the Zeri mid lane for quad. Let's see if FlyQuest can bring us to game 5. Casters, take us away. Specifically, Flowers.
Flowers, analyze this.
I will happily analyze this. There is too much AD carries. At least I think so, but Liquid does not. They're locking in with 3 of them. Remember what's on the line here in this one. If you win this, you are guaranteed to be in the finals next weekend. You are guaranteed to also not have to go through play-ins at Worlds. Feels good, man.
It certainly does, and I think both of these teams feel like that is a very reachable goal. Even FlyQuest on a...
And we'll see if FlyQuest can push us all the way, can send us the distance here. As we are in the upper bracket finals, the loser of this obviously would still be at finals weekend, but they would play first on the Friday, and they would be awaiting the winner of 100 Thieves Cloud9, which is, of course, tomorrow for that last spot at LCS finals weekend, as well as the final ticket here to Worlds. But something I wanted to talk about is going to get the classic APA banter a little bit early on, is just how good Impact has been and how good he has been in this series. You know, Bwipo had a quote on him, which I thought was pretty cool to hear, like how much respect he had. And he was just talking about how Impact really is the benchmark for greatness, and he's really excited to play against him. Bwipo went on to talk a lot about how, you know, one of his biggest goals and the biggest reasons that he plays is to really test himself against the best players in the world, to go international and see, you know, can I take on the Shy? Can I take on Bin? Can I take on whoever? And he said when he's playing against Impact, that gives him the barometer to know if he's going to be successful against those guys. That's the kind of level that he puts them on, some of the best players in the world.
Already scrapping a little bit up there in that top side. Impact stealing away a couple of grasp procs. You can see CoreJJ now at 249 wins, 11th all-time in the LCS. The dude has played a lot of LCS League of Legends.
Also, it's worth saying that TL as an organization, with the wins already previously in this series, have surpassed TSM as second all-time wins in the LCS for any organization, which is huge. You know, considering how long TSM you know, was in the league, and very impressive stuff, because I think Team Liquid are going to keep winning games.
They're looking like it. I agree.
They are continuing their winning ways.
And I mean, especially if you're a new fan, you may be like, well, why is that crazy? Because TSM at the end wasn't, you know, the same TSM we saw earlier, where they were so dominant. You know, they made, I want to say it was 10 straight finals for LCS. Yeah. Like, it was a ridiculous run. This team was always at the top. So to see someone passing them, obviously, you know, TL has had a lot of success for a long time.
Yeah. The TSM Glory days, they were always coming in first. The main question was, all right, who's taking the silver medal, right? And Team Liquid, they had their Glory days. They had their huge sprint where it was, you know, the back-to-back titles. All right, Kobe, what do you got?
I got a Maokai here, Flowers. I'm always looking out for these ganks, and Inspired has snuck here and been waiting patiently for quite a long time for his moment, but has to retreat. And so they aren't going to be able to hit the snare, but a little bit of a chase out here as Umti had come over.
Yeah, CoreJJ just does not care. He knows that they're about to crash this wave into the turret. He's just going to harass Inspired a little bit while Umti steals away the blue.
Yeah, exactly. And it may end up being a bit of this 2v2 in the jungle. And look where Yeon is positioning. So if a fight breaks out, it's going to be that extra man coming much faster. Massu is further back. So TL cover that, allowing Umti to take that blue buff away. And now he's going to cross mid lane and go up towards enemy Raptors and steal away even more of these camps. This is just great, utilizing that bot lane prio.
But it's because he has to, because Inspired got the sneak start on his red quadrant, and so it's really forced.
Nice lockup on quad there. Umti knocks him down to half HP, but Bwipo has made a rotation over to join this fight. Inspired is ready to tip the odds in FlyQuest's favor. Umti can't get away from that one. It's first blood for Bwipo.
It's all manufactured by FlyQuest, by Inspired, stealing away, sneaking their red quadrant, and then, you know, while Umti is leading and then uses CoreJJ to at least go get the blue buff, they're still being chased around as we have seen some AD carry 1v1 deaths in the mid lane under less duress than that. So happy to see no actual dead bodies after that one, but still, back to the jungle.
that was grim. That was grim.
Back to the jungle. You know, capitalization. Really, really, really big start. Sometimes in the critical matches, you know.
Look at Massu, though. Massu is forced to base. You can see his barriers on cooldown. He has 15 CS when he had to go back to base, so didn't get a good buy. He will be able to come back and collect some of this and even the farm deficit a little bit, but that's already a 500 gold lead for Yeon. Yeah, it's going to trim down a bit, but they got a plate.
Well, we've got another scrap up here in the top side as Bwipo jumps in after Impact and Umti. Only 3 stacks on the Sejuani stun, though, so nothing else is really going to happen. You could see that Inspired did make his way over just in case TL wanted to commit to this. It would have been a fair 2v2, but no such thing.
Yeah, and Inspired can keep up his pace here on the Maokai, so goes back for his recall. It is going to be extra ability haste over just the Ruby Crystal start for the Sejuani, as we have an Ignite.
Yeah, Yeon is very low, forced to use the cleanse to get away there as Busio and Massu try to keep the pressure on.
This is actually critical because they stopped the base. So Yeon had this additional gold that I was talking about from the CS lead. They stopped the base, which is going to mean he's going to lose some farm on the bounce, and he hadn't bought yet. Imagine if he had Berserker Greaves for that fight. It looks completely different. So they know that they can force in that timing before Yeon went back and spent that gold.
All right, CoreJJ's job is just to soak whatever he can underneath the turret. Recall from Busio, who did lose most of his health in that engage. As, meanwhile, the replay showing what went down earlier when Umti ended up getting caught. It's just the power of the extra man for FlyQuest.
Yeah, nice job with the jungle start and then chasing him around. And the kill actually going into Bwipo will be interesting. This Renekton has been a hot topic, especially for this team, as far as the priority continuing. This game, though, Bwipo starting out with a big gold lead. You know, Renekton with Conqueror into the Ornn for Impact should be a pretty good chance for him to actually reach up to that big benchmark that he looks up to.
We know that those Ornn items that'll come online later in the game too are going to be very nice for all these AD carries that would love to just have some extra spikes of damage in there, as Umti's going to start up the first Drake here nice and early for Team Liquid.
Yeah, you know, we heard Swan talking before the last game about how he wanted his team to be the ones pushing the pace, that they felt that pressure. I feel like it's the inverse in this game. When I look over at AShe Zeri as your main damage, Sejuani and Ornn backed up by a Senna is going to be so hard to punch through. You are full physical against 2 people who can stack infinite armor.
Well, FlyQuest is coming in to try to stop the Drake take from Team Liquid. Umti still hanging around to at least try to smite fight, try to contest for this. But FlyQuest just have the manpower. Flash in from Busio, going after Umti, who uses the Arctic Assault to get away and drag Busio with them. Team Liquid clears the gap, makes sure that they are not going to lose anybody there in that scrap, but it's still Dragon secured by FlyQuest.
And during that whole thing, APA pushing mid, focusing on the minions as diligently as ever. Quad made his way over, so Zeri comes and they say thank you for the leash. Then at the end, of course, you know, Umti is always watching for the engage, ready with the Arctic Assault. Still, as watching for it, it was good timing there to, even with Busio's Zenith Blade landing after the flash, take him into safety.
Yep, you know, well played there by MT. And I think TL knew that it would be a steal away, you know, on that Dragon, that it really shouldn't be theirs from the position of the game and from the power that FlyQuest has here early on. Also worth noting, I don't know if you guys saw the little pop-up on the side screen at the beginning. APA was averaging over 11 CS per minute for last game. You know, that's a big reason why he was able to get so much gold, so much turret plate gold, so much, you know, kill gold, obviously, not till the end of the game. But he created this, like, what was it, 4,000 or 5,000 gold lead without a single kill.
And APA, he knows that Aurelion Soul so well, and he was really pushing from the very beginning in the individual matchup and then into the side lanes, which people always talk about for TL, as them funneling him into those side lanes and really concentrating gold on the full offense, kind of best carrier of gold that Corki is.
Yeah, and I mean, this is second plate going down here already. Only 8 minutes in there for APA. Obviously, Quad was moving down towards that Dragon, so he's going to be feeling good about the advantages that he's created for himself.
We got to get him in like a rich Ziggs emote with some gold coins sprinkling around or something.
Money bags.
Yeah, exactly. Some Scrooge McDuck.
It fits with the old TL memes, too, with the paid by Steve.
Yeah.
Bring that back.
True, true. Well, Umti maybe paid by bottom lane. Bottom lane have paid their junglers well, constantly visiting. He does have ult.
Yeah.
I mean, Massu's got flash and barrier, so maybe go Busio.
Yeah, Busio's decided to engage. Both junglers going to show up, but it's Umti arriving first. Yeon popping the cleanse, trying to get back away as the solar flare forces the flash out as well. No summoners for the Team Liquid carry as Busio is low, but that's the Leona. That focus ain't going to be the answer Team Liquid wants. Inspired continues chasing. Massu with one more shot, and it's right through Yeon's heart. FlyQuest 1-0 in the scrap.
Another lane gank from Inspired. Lane ganks are the way. always coming through. This time on the Maokai, you get to start that ultimate, and as TLC, you know, again, the jungler's constant focus bottom lane actually paying off for FlyQuest this time around. Nice follow-up.
I mean, Leona is just so ridiculously tanky in these early skirmishes here. You have Aftershock, you have your W up, so sure, they're actually putting a lot of damage down onto Busio, but they can kind of just tank it through. The early cleanse on that ulti from, you know, Massu that came out onto Yeon, but then the Ignite immediately goes down, he's getting chunked out, Core is getting chunked out, and Inspired finds a really good angle to flash in the backline and Bramble smash Yeon down. Slows him down enough that Massu can get the chase down.
Exactly, that's the key, the focus target. Because they see the early cleanse and flash invested from Yeon, due to the Maokai ultimate, you know, he's getting out of the range. Inspired knows he can flash follow up on that range, bump him backwards, get that kill. And bottom lane has been such a big tipper as far as the objectives control goes. So Dragon #1 went to play FlyQuest. Looks like they are actually swapping up for those Void Grubs as well. So should be able to get Dragon plus the Void Grubs since lanes on bottom side. TL have kept their bottom lane there, and Umti's also even there. So Bwipo decides to ult in the face of 4.
Yeah, Bwipo's going to try to survive this one. Let's see how well that goes. Trying to flash away now. Team Liquid with the 4-man dive. Impact nearly dying to the turret, but it ain't going to be enough. TL gets the job done while the Grubs are claimed by Inspired on the other side of the map.
Cost them quite a bit to get it done, but they did do it. They didn't lose anyone, and they likely will win this race here down on the bottom side because it's just Massu hitting that tower up on top lane. It's going to cost them the Grubs as well, but we'll see how much TL can defend. It's going to be APA going back out towards mid lane to collect that wave as it comes in.
Importantly in this game too, the first set of Grubs was taken so late that we're not even going to get to see the second set, right? 14 minutes is going to occur before that timer would happen, so it'll just be Rift Herald.
And Bwipo, you could see what he did there immediately. He went for the minion wave. He knows, yeah, it's 4 people. Yeah, I'm going to die. He assassinated the minion wave. the rare minion wave assassination at the cost of his own life, and then teleports back to the tower here to keep on trying to farm, keep that gold up for himself. He is still 1.3k individually ahead, so he goes for the ult, charges up his rage, and even as the teleport's coming in, goes right for it, starts on the cannon, finishes off the cannon. Then he flashed as well, but maybe he thought there was an angle to actually get out, but TL Impact, you know, tanking tower,
exactly.
It was fine. They have 4 people to pull it off, plus a Senna ult.
I mean, that's what makes it so hard, right? Like, generally, you only get the kills back in these situations when you're in a tower if you can get onto the person who is tanking the tower, right? Yeah. You know, that's where it usually goes wrong, but Impact was on the very edge of turret range, takes all those shots, you know, just buys so much time for TL to finish it off.
Yeah, it does, like, delay the enemy team, so the tempo, quote-unquote, play is kind of there. It's just the extra flash at the end. You know, if you're going for the minion wave, maybe, like, resign yourself to the death. Still, though, FlyQuest keep up their neutral objectives. That is both dragons plus the first Void Grubs for themselves, so they do keep that pace up. And if you're looking at the next spawn on the top side of the map, they already have their deep wards through the blue quadrant of Team Liquid's jungle, leading over to the second spawn of Void Grubs in just over a minute.
That being said, I mean, the gold is still very close, so as long as TL set up well, Bwipo trouble.
Here goes that crocodile once again. Bwipo with a nice heal to keep himself alive. Might just walk away from it. Well played for the FlyQuest top laner.
Yeah, not enough damage to finish him off. Bwipo gets out. He's cashed out the call. He's on 1 item, and maybe FlyQuest want to take a look at Umti here. They're setting up for it.
Yeah, Umti just face checks right into the brush. Tons of CC comes down, even through the dawning shadow. Umti just eats so much damage as the arrow arrives from all the way away. Massu even getting involved in it. FlyQuest 3-1.
Huge counter, and then into their own trap that they set. FlyQuest, they want a game 5. They're looking like they're going to push us there too. Really nicely done as far as the early control goes.
Yeah, honestly, a really good play there. Now opening up a decent gold lead, 1.5k. If TL can stay close, the question really is just going to be, can they make their stand at this next dragon? You know, do they risk waiting till the 4th dragon and wait all that time? We can see this one more time. Senna is not an AD carry, really. You're Soraka with the gun. I've said it before. You know, you don't do any damage with this sort of build, so it's really all on Yeon to be able to kill him off, and this is a fully completed item for Bwipo. He has the ulti available, so he's able to pop that, get a big heal off of that Q, and then just back, stuns up core, slice and dice to safety. Well played.
This guy is a living emote, man. Everything is emotable, as you can see here. Sejuani's tanky. Glacial armor is great. You can face check a lot, but you can't face check that. Now Bwipo going in, 1v2. He knows he's got backup coming. Quad arrives, ready with a lightning crash, and Umti's Sejuani is suffering in this game 4.
Another counter from FlyQuest. Again, they're so ready for Team Liquid, and every play that they start this time around really feels like they have been one step ahead. But back to that reaction. I want the slowed down reaction from Bwipo. It reminded me of, you know that sloth emote? Where it's the animal movie, but that thing slowed down. I can't remember what I can't.
I love the animal
That's
movie.
my favorite movie. I love the animal.
Don't you just love animals?
I knew you weren't gonna let me get away with it. I watched about one animated
it was Zootopia,
movie.
wasn't it? I think Zootopia.
Yeah,
I think?
that's it.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's an animal movie.
Animal movie.
That was an animal movie. You're close enough. You could have been more disturbed. You could be like the animal movie where they're in the cages, you know? That's like they're like, whoa, whoa.
All I remembered was the sloth face.
Well, fair.
Dude, I don't think saying that you watch like one movie a year is actually helping your cause, though.
Well, one animated movie maybe every like 6 years even. I don't watch a lot of animated
How do you not remember
ones.
the name of it? There's only one.
Let's move on. How about that?
Let's not dig too deep.
Let's move on.
Maybe it was a second monitor experience.
Okay, yeah.
He looked over and it was in a movie theater. Okay. Well, you said let's move on, and then you just dragged it back.
You could have just let him. Okay. Let's go into the Rift Herald fight now, as Inspired and FlyQuest do not want to let Team Liquid get this. When FlyQuest are currently the ones with the lead, the Herald is going to be secured by Umti here on the front line with the Dawning Shadow looking to keep him alive as Inspired dives in. APA needs the damage, and the Ornn Horn sets him up beautifully. Make it 2 for Team Liquid as Bwipo has to flash the wall. Quad wants to go in with a lightning crash. He only gets 1. Massu slowed up by Umti. Quad still fighting, still kiting, still shooting back into Team Liquid, but APA's ready to play. Massu and Bwipo versus 3 for TL. APA finally drops. Massu's fighting, but Team Liquid's winning. Holy cow, what a fight!
It's an absolute bloodbath in the top river there between TL and Fly. And so much of the difference is just that Quad was not there at the start. He used the E to actually go up to farm the wave in top. TL see that. They are more than happy to accept this fight.
Yeah, right up the river. And then we have the Senna ult over the top. Q from Sejuani brings Inspired back, but he uses it to flash over to the eyeball before dying, so they do at least get that objective. TL, though, this part was so cool to watch because Quad, he's ready to die for the re-engage from Bwipo and Massu. Look at this. He goes up on the Zeri. Masu's going to step forward, and Bwipo coming over the back. They almost are able to do it. It's just that the ultimate here from Kalista, giving them the extra CC, and then constant heals from that CoreJJ Senna.
I gotta say, though, it does speak to a bit of miscommunication when Quad is using his E to go over the wall topside to get that wave, while Inspired is engaging in the river, so it made him so much later because he couldn't actually just electric slide over the wall into the fight early on. And as a result, even with all the damage from Massu, FlyQuest still loses out, and now it's a slight gold lead for TL as we fight for this third dragon here.
All right, the Herald that Team Liquid earned in the previous fight is just going to be used as a distraction in mid lane while TL begins
Here we go, look at Bwipo.
FlyQuest has already claimed the first 2. Bwipo looking to come around from the side, but APA is very strong, tries to Valk back away, but stunned up. Massu with the clutch ulti, and now Bwipo can keep pressing forward. Team Liquid collapses, impacts in the middle of no man's land. FlyQuest just hit a crit on the whole mid game.
Bwipo's got teammates, the Ashe arrow over the wall, the jump forward from Quad. They follow up, they get their kill, they take down the Corki, they take down the dragon, they'll get the mid lane turret, and their rampage to push us to that game 5 continues. Massu does get engaged upon, but it's just going to be the little tap.
Yeah, he's chilling, he's chilling. All the threats on Team Liquid are pretty much dead. Yeon's hanging around, but without his buddy CoreJJ, his faithful bowling ball, not that much of a threat.
So they do stop the mid push, but bottom push is still going to be there. So that should be an even richer Renekton. This is going to be new rich man on campus. It is Bwipo most fed in this game.
Yeah, and I mean, this is just APA playing a little bit too aggressive here. He knows there's no flash on Corki, on the Renekton, but there's no flash on him. And when you get tagged by the slice, the dice is sure to follow. He's stunned up. Massu nails him with the ulti over the wall. Quad is there. Everyone on FlyQuest engages at the exact same time, and they crush this fight.
You mentioned a difference in comms and timing and coordination. This time around, it was CC into CC, right out of the Renekton stun, into the AShe arrow. Beautiful follow-up there, and instantly killing the target.
And I gotta give credit to Bwipo. You know, the last couple games, it has been a top diff for Impact. This time, he got that early first blood onto Umti, and he has really ran away with it. He's nearly 3,000 gold ahead of the Ornn.
Busio going in for the Zenith Blade. Solar Flare ain't gonna find anybody, but Bwipo is once again here on the front line. Impact teleports into the middle of everybody, but he's not. Very tanky. Couple more auto attacks get it done, and Bwipo's claiming the kill. FlyQuest ain't done yet. Team Liquid continually getting pushed back. Umti and Impact, the front line, the tanks, the meatballs on Team Liquid are not withstanding the damage.
Looks like they are going to go for the reset afterwards. They don't actually get to clear out all of Team Liquid's vision around Baron, which I was thinking would be the big reward after they push them off, but with Impact coming up so quickly after that, they're just going to go base.
I mean, it's going to be tough now. You really cannot give Cloud Soul over. Yeah, the flat move speed is incredible, but also there's amazing champions to use the actually ulti move speed. Renekton and Zeri are two of the best in the game at utilizing that. Here it is one more time. Impact TP's in, but he is just paper. He's on one item right now. Bwipo's on full two, so they just turn on the Ornn. This guy with only the Thorn Mail, no HP really, you know, in the kit to back it up. Obviously, there's a little bit on Thorn Mail, but he is just so squishy.
Yeah, you actually don't want your Ornn to be the focus fire there, because if he teleports that far forward, then you don't get your Ornn ultimate. You can see his cooldown still up afterwards. They need like front line Umti up there so you can actually have the time to utilize your Ornn ultimate. It's really good job from FlyQuest jumping on that teleport location.
And I'll say, one of the things that's tough with Ornn is you can't side lane very well at all. So if you get way behind in the early game, it's very difficult to just say, okay, we're just going to buy some time and he's going to farm it up. You know, like you can't really recover from that spot as far as the gold is. Your only recourse is just going to team fights and getting gold through that. So we'll see if they're going to be able to set up these team fights properly. And it is a 2K lead. It's pretty much all, well, more than all that is really on this Renekton. So it's going to be about Bwipo finding those big team fights and Quad following up on it, because those are two really strong members right now on FlyQuest.
Yeah, Quad is also super rich, and he has been jumping forward on this Zeri, really taking advantage of like the small movements here. FlyQuest though, let's see. They've got him currently pushing bottom lane. Quad does have his teleport, as well as his flash. So the Zeri in the side lane with a static shiv just deletes the minion wave and then allows you the extra push here so they can come join and contest Team Liquid at this vision game. I don't think Team Liquid is anywhere near starting up a Baron. They're just trying to get some vision to play with.
Man, the thing I'm so worried about if I'm Team Liquid right now, you got 90 seconds, just a little bit more than that, until this Cloud Soul spawns for FlyQuest. Cloud Soul for Zeri and Renekton, who are already extremely fed? This is a problem. This is not the kind of champions where you're like, oh, okay, Cloud's all right. Both of them are incredible with that extra buff.
And I want to point out the immortal reminder for Quad. Third item is a big one because the Senna healing is so big. He is going to shut that down. It really helps when the Zeri is ahead of the pace.
All right, Inspired's just going to use the ulti to set up his tier 1 turret potential dive, but Bwipo is stuck underneath the tower range. He has to flash away just to survive that one. Steric's Gauge keeping him healthy enough. FlyQuest are forced back.
That is potentially problematic. Now, no flash. Renekton definitely a lot weaker for this next team fight. And FlyQuest really wants to win that one, secure the soul, and really take control of this game. AShe arrow.
Oh, nice. AShe arrow forcing out the cleanse from Yeon. FlyQuest getting a summoner spell off the back of Bwipo being forced away. Bwipo's waiting back at the base. He has the TP. If this turns into anything more, Impact has one of his own, but he's far less of a threat.
The missing cleanse also a problem now for TL, because you could have a flash play from Inspired potentially at this next dragon. These are tools that won't be back.
Bwipo's looking at the teleport ward in the Raptor pit right now. You can see him in base. The Crocodile hasn't moved. There he goes.
He's ready to go. Umti's going to be your target here at the very beginning. The Solar Flare lands on CoreJJ and Yeon. Yeon can't get away just yet. The shutdown on Quad. Team Liquid's running him over. Impact got the kill on Busio. It's 3 dead and FlyQuest jerseys. And Team Liquid with a tidal wave in the mid-game to bring it all back.
Impact put him into the bouncy house there, knocking them all up with the ulti, then charging into the wall, getting so many knockups, so much done there by Impact, even from behind. Bwipo couldn't even join before they lost the fight, and they might lose the Baron off the back of this. Let's watch it one more time, Kobe.
Teleport channel time is 4 seconds long. Let's count them because the fight is almost over before those 4 seconds are up. Instantly.
Triple root, triple knockup, charge into the wall, triple knockup, well, excuse me, 1 knockup, but forces 2 flashes. That was huge.
All right. Choo-choo! The trade is here. Oh my.
So is the Baron, though. Team Liquid going after it, but they don't burn it incredibly quickly. Now FlyQuest is coming in yet again with the Maokai looking to lead the way. Impact on the front line, soaking up some of the damage, but immediately Busio drops. Inspired and half
watch
HP, trying to get away now too. Bwipo has to be the X factor here. Team Liquid still in the Baron, still trying to bring it a little bit lower. Inspired coming around from the side, looking for maybe a flank. Massu peppering them with damage, but it doesn't do a lot. Bwipo jumps into the middle, survives with Steric's Gauge. Impact is about to die to Massu, his quad firing. Team Liquid is aced! FlyQuest, massive play!
Quad with the triple! They evaporate Team Liquid and will take the Baron! FlyQuest looking at silver scrapes. Look at this fight.
Oh my god, man. I thought FlyQuest was screwed from this spot, but Bwipo goes in, buys some time, and then Inspired here able to knock them back. Look at the multi-man ulti there from Quad. Hit so many members. He only got 3, but let's call it a quadra kill. He was popping off in this fight.
The Hurricane here, plus the Zeri chains, absolutely dumping damage into Team Liquid.
Damn.
Massu also there kind of free-firing with the Ashe, but...
Ashe was there too.
Zeri's hitting them all and burning them all
I want to see
down.
team fight damage. I want to see how much damage he got done in that, because that looked insane. Like, the initial press of the ulti hit multiple members, and he was just ricocheting through everyone. I thought for sure from that spot, TL were going to win the fight and going to be able to get themselves into a really dominant spot.
So cool to see here for FlyQuest. You know, there was controversy when Jensen was removed and Quad was added, but Quad has really been delivering for this team.
FlyQuest now up almost 4,000 gold. They're going to have the Baron for just about 2 more minutes, and 45 seconds after that, the Drake is going to spawn again. That Cloud Soul, I already mentioned it. I got to touch on it again. It will be so powerful if Team Liquid can't stop it.
Worth touching on, the ornaments have started to come through. You can see that first one is there for Impact. He needs the additional experience, and then those upgrades are going to come through. You know, they're going to start to make that gold lead lie to you a little bit, because it is a lot of additional stats.
And he needs those levels. He's 2 levels, full levels behind Bwipo here. The Crocodile was a beefy front line. The Steric's Gauge are really giving him that second breath of life there in these team fights. Charges forward. All he has to do is create space for Quad.
Yeah. All right, let's see how FlyQuest are going to continue piloting this here. They're not doing anything really aggressive with their Baron, just kind of hanging out for now. You can see the gold difference from the Baron at about 1,900, so a little bit more than the value that you get for taking the objective itself. As Team Liquid pushes up mid lane, they don't want to overcommit into anything. They're just trying to keep FlyQuest back, be as scary as they can, but it feels like a little bit of a paper tiger here because of the fact that FlyQuest has shown us how powerful they can be in these fights if there's that space created for Quad to free fire. Bwipo checking into the brush, does not want to go any further in.
Yeah, not going to push too much further there. Impact, though, when we checked on those ornaments, he has not been able to get a single piece of farm, a single piece of experience. He's just been kind of grouped around the team, because TL know if any sort of engage comes through, if we get caught, one fight is the end of the game, right? So they are really feeling like they are forced to group right now. And it was actually Inspired that went top lane and started pushing out that wave. So very interesting to see how they're playing here in these next couple minutes. It's going to be 50 seconds until that dragon does spawn. The Baron buff, of course, timing out now. But Impact not getting any stronger just yet.
Love this from Inspired. Guess what? We already had the Mikhail's meta since they don't have the Enchanter support.
Triple support items.
Inspired's like, you know what? I know my job. I've got the Knight's Vow. I've got the Locket Shield. I've got the Mikhail's.
Bwipo stepping forward again with the rest of FlyQuest. Ashe Arrow not finding the target.
That was huge, though, because there's no Mikhail's on the other side. APA has no QSS. If that hit him, that could have been it right there. but TL narrowly avoid it, and it is 20 seconds now with TL having the better positioning to move towards that dragon. The question is, can you do it with FlyQuest coming towards you after?
Umti stepping up there. They're kind of fishing for an opening.
Yeah, we're on a knife's head. Let's see. Inspired. Still looking. Where's the angle for the twisted advance?
Also kind of cool to note, the Knight's Vow that Inspired purchased is actually on Bwipo, the front line here for the beginning of the fight. You can track to see if he
Quad.
changes
He's trying
it.
to find an angle.
They're looking for this. Inspired and Bwipo taking a little bit of damage. Now as Inspired jumps into the back line, going after Yeon, but he's going to be protected for now. Bwipo still looking for some of the damage, goes after Impact. A nice ulti coming through for the Ornn, but it ain't going to be enough. Quad's already on a rampage, and Team Liquid can't get away. FlyQuest wants Silver Scrapes. FlyQuest wants Game 5, and they are marching down mid lane.
It's Quad with the Quadra. Zeri gaming, baby. He is taking over this one.
You got Leona here chasing APA around the map, trying to make sure he doesn't get an easy recall while the rest of the team goes mid.
Exactly. Look at the death timers. 20 seconds or more for everybody on TL that's not APA. Busio just keeping him away from the defense angle. There goes your inhibitor turret. Inhibitor should fall now, no problem. Nope, they're just going to leave it up. FlyQuest backing off. The dragon is still there. They want the soul instead.
And they will be able to get it. Too long on the timers here for TL. Even if they ran straight from spawn, they wouldn't be able to deny them FlyQuest with the cloud.
Yep, going to be able to grab it. And man, I thought this front line for TL was going to be such a problem. It is a level 13 impact. Zeri is almost level 18. You can watch Quad. He was trying to play on the side here with Inspired the entire time. The instant flash forward there from Inspired going on to Yeon. But it just doesn't matter because as long as Quad is free firing, they are winning.
And look at APA. He was out of that fight the whole time. He wrapped around the backside of this wall.
TL are looking for a pick. We got to go back to live here. This could be pivotal.
TL, they know how far behind they are. They're just trying to go for a Hail Mary here.
Throw it.
All right, TL wrapping around from the side. The zap ain't gonna do a whole lot here in the brush. Bwipo leading the charge. Here he goes, the Dominus ready. Umti's the target. FlyQuest have found the trap. They do not care. They will turn it on its head, and they're about to find a second kill with Impact and Umti both out of the way. Surely FlyQuest have a clear path to the Nexus.
That's gonna do it. Send us to Silver Scrapes. Let's see FlyQuest with their Cloud Soul run straight for APA. Wow, good chunk here onto Massu though. The defense from TL, only 3 members left alive to try and do it.
The defense would have to be crazy from Team Liquid at this point. Yeon saving CoreJJ. Baron is the call for FlyQuest. The game goes on.
Quad went in there, popped the ulti, had the shield bow proc immediately, and they say, you know what? Let's not risk it. Let's back up. We're going to grab the Baron here. Definitely playing a little bit on that careful side, but Massu and Quad had been chunked low by some pretty good poke from TL.
Wait, can they steal with something crazy here?
Late.
There's no way.
Team Liquid is trying to at least get something off the back of it. CoreJJ slowing him down. A TP coming in. Team Liquid knows they got to do something crazy, and something crazy is coming around right now. Impact summons up the Ornn, wants to make sure he doesn't get interrupted and can still find the second half of the cast as Busio forces Impact away. FlyQuest strong in the face of that potential threat. They're all going to get out.
They're still too far ahead in items. So much extra gold on their side. They still had a Mikhail's active ready for anybody who got caught. So way too dangerous for TL to over chase in that circumstance. Even though they are still so far outmatched when you reset, you kind of have to let them go there because you're chasing into a worse fight.
Finally, 32 minutes in here, Impact hits level 14, does upgrade the ornament there for APA. But TL are going to have to hold the line for a lot longer if they want to have any hope of coming back in this one.
It's now a full 3-level lead for Bwipo over Impact. So even though Bwipo here on the Renekton, a little bit less traditional tank with his Eric's Gauge and some tank items to follow it up, he is surviving so long in these fights, and FlyQuest can just run straight forward.
Oh, they're trying to go after APA. Bwipo can't quite get to him. Team Liquid firing back. Bwipo can't escape it. FlyQuest push stops.
Yeah, they're able to peel for APA there. The arrow hit him. Bwipo wanted to follow up, but the rest of the team wasn't in position really to do so. Look at Inspired's ult. 3, 2, 1, just up now. They overforce off the arrow, and Bwipo gives up a kill, and every single time you do that, it buys a little bit more time for TL. It buys a little bit more of an opportunity for them to turn this one around. It's still massively in FlyQuest's favor, but as we can see, this was a bridge too far.
Insta-curse. Bwipo goes in under tower, and the Leona ult gets the slows, but no stuns on any of them. Senna ult over top. Yeah, it's just way too deep there. Not quite that tanky. Little oopsie there in the reaction cam as well.
You can have a couple oopsies when you're up AK with Soul, but you can't have too many against a team of this caliber. FlyQuest pushing Liquid to the limit. They want to seal the deal on this, get to game 5, make sure you can close this one out clean.
Boys, I think this might just come down to an Elder fight. It's looking that way.
That's crazy.
We got 2 minutes until we get there. 45 more seconds of FlyQuest having the Baron. You can see they're actually negative on the Baron power play.
Look at this Zeri, though. Full build now. True full build already done here for Quad. Level 18. You compare that to where, like, Yeon is or someone. It's just all about the Zeri. If TL can't stop Quad, you don't have a chance to win the fight.
Bwipo not grouped up with the rest of FlyQuest right now. Team Liquid trying to defend the tier 2 turret down here in the bottom lane. The mid lane being pushed up by Bwipo, just accelerating those super minions a little bit further forward, creating another point of pressure against Team Liquid.
Yeah, someone's going to have to go answer it, and then they're going to have to give up the tier 2 at the same time, pretty much guaranteed. Impact did hit 15, Inspired looking to go.
Yeah, Inspired's using the ult. That's your go button for FlyQuest. They're going to hard force the tier 2 turret down as Umti and the rest of Team Liquid are forced to fully disengage.
Baron has timed out, though, so the siege will stop at that. Just the tier 2 picked up, and TL can clear out the rest of the minions and set up for that Elder you're talking about. 1 minute on the clock. First difficult job for TL is actually getting over there, because right now you see FlyQuest leaving behind all the wards leading up to the big Elder Dragon fight, and they're the ones with the saplings now. Now it's a turn of the tables as TL will have to wade through the saplings.
I gotta say, man, I hope we get that 5th game, because the last time TL lost 170 days ago, it was a 3-2 series against FlyQuest. If this one delivers like that one did, that was one of my favorite series in recent years here in the LCS, and this one is turning into another one that could be an instant classic.
25 seconds till the Elder Drake spawns. Team Liquid trying to get some sort of position here in the mid lane. FlyQuest are stepping up, though. Look at Quad. He's ready for the flank, but he's got to pick his moment wisely. Team Liquid's front line. They know that they are not strong against the power of this very scary Zeri. APA trying to poke the Corki, the main cannon here for Team Liquid. We're past the point in the game where Kalista's going to chew through health bars.
Yeah, it's just this poke isn't that meaningful from FlyQuest because Core is healing them up constantly, so it's going to be, you know, all in 100-0 fight. You can see Quad is kind of hovering around the side. Right now, Yeon is very split from the team. He's in an awkward spot. They're going to look for him.
Gets flashed on, but he uses the cleanse to try to get away. Now Inspired's into the back line, but he's got to be careful because he's isolated from the rest of FlyQuest.
APA's not there.
They nearly kill him. APA's all the way back in the very back lines as Bwipo soaks a ton of damage here in the front. Arrow only finds Umti. Quad wants to fire off there with a lightning crash. He's going in. He's got the kills. Quad is running over Team Liquid. A quadra kill. Make it a penta. We're going to game 5.
Quad does it, and he's teleporting down to the bottom side with the minions. They're gonna end it for sure now.
All the way into the base, all the way into the face of Team Liquid. FlyQuest rises to the occasion and rises to a full series. It's time for Silver Scrapes.
What a great series. APA Penta to win their game for TL, into a quad penta to win the game for FlyQuest. Both AD carries in mid lane popping off.
Quad just had to one-up him, though. 17, 2, and 7. He got a quadra, he got a triple. Why not go for the penta as well? Completes all of the multi-kills there. He was going insane on this Zeri, and I loved how aggressively, how confidently he was playing. He was not playing the, you know what, I'll just kite back style on this Zeri. He was saying, no, you have to kite back from me. I'm the predator here.
And it was like the very end, as soon as Team Liquid was running away, all I could think of was that Zeri with Cloud Soul.